We're here, forced takeaways, kicking it off. Tony Ballgame, Jake the Snake.
Hello.
I froze. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been an underwhelming Super Bowl media week, so we're gonna mostly talk about the transactions that have gone on in the coaching world of NFL
In the
football.
Pro Bowl games.
And the Pro Bowl games. I did turn it on. We did turn on the last 2 minutes of the Pro Bowl games. They don't even call it the
so
Pro Bowl
boring.
anymore. You could tell it was this weird atmosphere of the players clearly are just kind of screwing around and not taking it seriously and laughing and joking, and these poor it was clearly these elites flag football referees that were trying to keep it a legit game. Micah Parsons rolls out on his little hover around electric wheelchair thing and gets to the line of scrimmage and puts flags on, and the ref had to be the killjoy cop and be like, dude, you can't play. And he was being like, no, I have flags on, I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna hand the ball off, I don't know, maybe I can catch it. And this poor lady ref was like, dude, no, please just go back to the sideline, please don't do this, come on, you can't be out. It was weird. And also the facility they're playing in, I mean, God, it looks like
a practice facility.
There was nothing. It looked like some warehouse or something, or a practice facility. Mary and I were like, where are people sitting? Do they even have normal tickets in there? I'm sure the demand wasn't very high for it, but shit. It was just a bunch of people standing around, a bunch of coaches and just family and friends just sort of just milling about.
And this is what I was talking about. It's just don't have a Pro Bowl anymore. Just make it a thing where it's your name's on a list and you get a trophy and a bonus. But why?
It's All Pro, yeah. All Pro doesn't need to have a physical game with it. It's just you just are All Pro.
You're just you're fucking making them play in a Costco on the Tuesday before the Super Bowl now. It's not even its own thing in Orlando anymore. It's so pointless. Why? Why do this? It's clearly the death rattle of the Pro Bowl was this year. Just don't do it anymore.
Justin Fields declined to do it. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders, they were both Pro Bowl quarterbacks technically because so many people declined it.
And Joe Burrow, AFC North supremacy, baby. 3 of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think if you want any hope, if you want a Hail Mary throw to somehow revive the relevancy of the motherfucking Pro Bowl, put it at the beginning of the season. You can make it be flag football and not a real game and bullshit that in that regard, but have it be in August or something. I know they have the Hall of Fame game. That's the first preseason game. And even that feels like a bigger fucking deal than the Pro Bowl when they have the game in Canton and no one really cares about it all that much, but it is oh cool, football starting, let's see who's playing.
It's the only preseason game people watch.
Or a team, depending on a team's situation, they might actually be playing a lot of starters, or teams that have quarterback battles going on. Everyone knows those fan bases are going to want to tune into that. But if you had the Pro Bowl flag football sham thing happening, put it in August or something when everyone's everyone's hungry for football content and they don't care how boring
do it during the draft.
Yeah.
Do it during the draft week or whatever. The Saturday of the NFL draft when they're just announcing the picks at rapid fire. Just have a little ticker at the bottom announcing the picks, and then the Pro Bowlers playing a little game.
Because the week of the Super Bowl, yes, we also have a taste or a hankering for football game playing content, actual on the field football, where everyone's oh no more football until the Super Bowl, then no more for months after that. Everyone's withdrawing. But we just watched, the divisional and championship rounds, the best the sport has to offer as far as on-field entertainment product. And then you follow it up with this Pro Bowl thing being played in a fucking airplane hangar. It's a big letdown. Your football tolerance levels are much lower in August. You throw out a little crumb out there, the little Pro Bowl game, just toss that out in like early August. Hell yeah, man! I'm gonna lick it off the ground. In January, early February, I'm like, I literally don't. You couldn't make me care about it. Like
No, yeah.
I saw that like Garrett Bowles had a fake like lineman touchdown. Even that couldn't get me to click on it. I don't care that much.
Yeah, I turned it on. Jalen Hurts was playing quarterback. It did nothing for me.
They had two. They had Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts on when I at the same time when I was watching. I was like,
At
what
the
the
same damn
heck?
time, speaking of
Yeah.
future, at the same damn time, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts at the same damn time. Um, that's fucked. I hate it.
All right, enough of the Pro Bowl games. What
Are they still the Pro Bowl
coaching?
games? Did they do tug of war, or
They
did they
made
just
a
play?
big, as far as what it's called. Yeah, they made a big deal to keep referring to it as Pro Bowl games. I didn't see if there was tug of war or not. Again, couldn't give less of a shit of what's going on in that regard.
A couple of years ago, they dropped a football from a drone, and the drone kept going higher, and they would see like how many footballs could you catch from this drone. That's when we should have realized that this was dead.
All right, which coaching or like GM hire that happened since we last recorded is piquing your interest the most, or that you had your that you are have
So
the most takes about, I suppose.
they both piqued my interest, but for different reasons. I think the Raiders' job is a better job, and it's weird that it took
Then
it
the
this
Cardinals.
long to get filled. Yeah, absolutely. The Raiders have like 82 mil of cap space. They have the number one pick. They have some superstars, burgeoning superstars on the team already. I am a big proponent of trading Max Crosby because of the capital you get back
Mm,
for him. He's a
mm,
29-year-old edge rusher. You're building for the future. Trade him for, send him to a team that wants to win now, that needs edge help, and then you get
Chicago.
like a first round, maybe like a couple first round picks. Like I think you can get something similar to the haul for Micah for him. You can even get like a contributing player and a first round pick for a guy like Max Crosby. Um, so yeah, there's more to build there. You get a good quarterback, you have a good running back, you just kind of draft and sign some linemen, get a receiver. Like it seems like an easier job. Um, the Cardinals just are fucking abysmal. Um, they um, they have some cap. They don't really like to spend money. They're also going to be kind of in cap hell with the Kyler Murray contract because of all the dead cap that's going to be on their books for a couple of years if they get rid of him. Um, I don't even know what they're going to do there. You don't even know which direction to take it, right?
Yeah.
Um, there is some talent, I guess, on the Cardinals, but like I don't know where it is. There's like I think on paper more talent is what people would say.
They do have. I'm
Um,
looking at their future draft picks. They do own all of their own draft picks for the next 3 years, round 1 through 7. So you got plenty to work with in that regard.
yeah, and you probably get some picks for Kyler if you're really over him. It seems like the ownership and the GM are over him.
He's
Um,
got to be out the door. He's got to go.
yeah, it's like, and it's also one of those things where it's like the fan base is over him too. They want him gone. They want to move on. I think Mike LaFleur is probably going to be a better coach than Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak has been with a different team the last 6 years. I don't know. Maybe he has some commitment issues. Um,
Maybe he's a
maybe
jerk.
he's not somebody people want to keep around. He just has a famous last name and like people respect his dad, which is the case with a lot of NFL coach hirings. So I think the Cardinals probably got the better coach. The Raiders have the better situation to rebuild.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hilarious that Mike LaFleur got a 5-year contract. That's a good gig, man. 5 years. And if you fuck up and you suck at it and get fired after 2 years, you're just getting paid. Like they had to buy you out of your contract and like you have like life changing money for the rest of your life, right? You just save some of that, tuck it back, put it in some bonds, grow it a little bit. maybe invest in a little business, open up a couple smoke shops. There's a lot of money in smoke shops. I've run one before. I've seen it.
Especially in Arizona.
Yeah, it's like it's like, yeah, you put them in bad neighborhoods. That's the equation. Um, and then you just sell bullshit and like drugs to people. It's cool. Um, but like, I don't know. I'm not inspired by the Raiders coaching hire, and I'm not inspired by the Cardinals situation. They just kind of seem like probably like low key the worst team in the league. I think they're the most pitiable team in the league. Um, Pitiable and pitiful, for a number of reasons. Bidwill just wants to make money, so like you're not going to have a situation where it's like you have an owner that is putting you in the position to do your job, and to succeed. You're always going to be fighting against something with him, to be completely honest. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Who gives a shit? The Cardinals are going to be bad all the time forever, but I am interested to see who ends up quarterbacking both of these teams. It kind of seems like the consensus is Fernando Mendoza, but I don't know. What if the Raiders don't like a Fernando Mendoza? What if the Raiders want to bring in a vet and they trade that pick? What if they trade back, and get a couple first rounds? Because they're truly in this rebuild mode. They're truly in a 3 to 5 year window. Let's get competitive. Let's get a haul on draft capital. I could see that happening. Um, Fernando Mendoza like looks very good. I like once I finally started to actually watch him play, it was like holy shit, this guy rocks. Um, he does everything right. Like he plays a little bit like if Mahomes was more of a pocket quarterback, just if that makes any sense. Um, he does everything in the right way and is very mechanically impressive. Um, but also he's a 1 year starter, and like 1 year starters, when you look at like the history of top first round picks that were only 1 year starters at the quarterback position, it's not like historically a lot of long term success. So that is kind of a red flag. Again, everyone has their own take on like how to draft a quarterback, right? Like there's the famous Bill Parcells rule, and there's other things that people look for, but it's all just fucking random. And it's like all it comes down to is the perfect combination of the right quarterback in the right situation at the right time. Um,
For
so
any
you
viewers
never
that
really
don't,
know.
any viewers that may be wondering, the Bill Parcells rule refers to when Bill Parcells used to draft players, he would ask himself, "How fun would it be to scream in this guy's face really
Yeah.
loud and say
Can
bad
I make him
words?" Like,
scared?
yeah, can we do like a prison scared straight program with this guy? And that's how he would draft. That's what led Phil Simms to a quarterback, a Super Bowl win. Is that he was really satisfying to yell in his little weird face.
Yeah. And then Phil Simms had a son who has the most yellable face. Um, Probably the worst and dumbest guy that they put on TV in the sports sphere. And that's a lot
Scream.
of dumb, bad little guys. Chris Sims.
Chris Sims
Um,
Chris Sims to me is palatable. I don't mind him. Phil Sims
he's
drives me
such
up a
a,
fucking
a,
wall.
a do nothing little twerp. He's worse than his dad, in my opinion. He didn't do
No,
shit in the
nobody's worse
NFL.
than his dad. Phil
He is
Sims is
not an
might
authority
be
to
my
speak.
all time hated broadcaster.
That's
So
funny because his son is mine. Um,
wow.
he's a little dickhead. He's the only reason he's famous is because Roy Williams went Superman on his ass in the Cotton Bowl Classic and the Red River rivalry, and put him on an iconic poster. Um, that's the only thing people remember about him. And then getting a DUI when he was the quarterback in Tampa. Um, Fucking loser.
That's a badge of honor. They actually put a picture of you at the police station
Yeah,
when you're a Tampa quarterback and you get a DUI. You actually get a key to the city when that
you
happens.
get a key to the city, and you get to be the grand marshal of the Gasparilla Pyro Festival,
I
the
didn't.
boat
Okay,
parade.
yeah. So when you said Gasparilla last week, I was like, I laughed, but in my head, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? He just make up a word. But then all this Gasparilla stuff came out. It was Gasparilla month, Gasparilla week in Tampa. I was like, oh, and it's based on a pirate who never even actually existed. It was like a made up thing for a tourist trap place, and they like made a whole festival about it. And you dress up and do a pirate. It's basically trying to rip off Mardi Gras, but based on
Yeah,
a
it's like
lie.
pirates. It's like pirate Mardi Gras, and it's just an excuse for people to get drunk during the work week.
Gasparilla. Oh boy. Yeah, the Cardinals for me, they seem to fit. It did seem to fire up the fan base a little bit, considering how pissed they were at how long it was taking between. And then this thing came out that was like, yeah, Kubiak removes his name from Cardinals list, and everyone was like, oh, great, now what? And what I'll say for Mike LaFleur, this guy, we think, that his brother being the coach of the Packers, we think that there's like nepotism at play there, but like really he worked his way up. Like he got here kind of the hard way, really. Like he kind of did come out of the mud. He was a Division 3 quarterback, Division 2 quarterback at Elmhurst, whatever that they're not, or FBS, something like that. Works his way up through college and St. Joseph's and then Davidson. Gets to be an intern on that 2014 Cleveland Browns team that had all the guys, all the boys. Next season's with Atlanta on the team, or the 2015 Atlanta Falcons, where everyone who was on that coaching staff formed a band. He was the pass game coordinator for 3 years with the Niners before he got to be OC in the Jets. Everyone kind of just is willing to forgive him for that. Like whenever a promising coaching candidate has a bad time with the Jets, they kind of don't get blamed for it, and I kind of get it. I'm like, agree with that. It's like, well, he's at the Jets. What are you gonna do? It's a
the
black
Jets
hole.
is the best job because if you do well, it's like, oh my god, like here have a huge raise. But if you do really bad and get fired, like you get bought out of your contract, and then people are like, yeah, that's not your fault. Come in, like come be the passing game coordinator, and then you'll be a head coach again.
Yeah, so he flames out of the Jets and gets to be the OC of the Rams, where he had great success. I mean, completely revitalized Matthew Stafford's like image, especially in this past 2 years. And now he's the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and I think it's kind of a perfect place for him because he certainly has the pedigree and the connections of what you want out of like a young hotshot coaching candidate. And he gets to go call plays in Arizona where no one really cares. And if it's almost the same thing as the Jets, whereas if he flames out, it's like, yeah, well, whatever. But they do have they have more tools to work with to improve the team than you maybe might think, just because of how our opinion on, certainly on this podcast, of Cardinals has soured a lot in the just especially this season. So we're kind of like, yeah, Cardinals are stupid. They always suck. But like, he has the tools at his hand to make it salvageable and to get them at least to relevancy. And I think it's possible. I mean, I think it's promising. I find it a promising hire.
Clint Kubiak should be focused on winning the Super Bowl, not becoming the Raiders coach too. So, I mean, kind of a bad look. Maybe don't be like interviewing with the Raiders when you're a week away from like the biggest game of your life. That makes you kind of like an opportunistic little fuck.
I mean, it
He
is
kind of a
awkward and it's
beady-eyed
weird.
little prick.
They do what I mean, but you understand why they want to take that opportunity though. Like it's the fault of the weird schedule, the way the NFL calendar works. Like they have to. It's and maybe this can lead us into our discussion of the Vikings GM getting fired and the rumors swirling around that about an NFL coaching and front office lifestyle and culture, because in these are the type of people who are like, yeah, no, you have to come interview us right before the biggest game of your life. We expect the best here, like like that's their whole mantra,
yeah,
their whole vibe.
I kind of understand, being loyal and focused on your job, especially when you're in the Super Bowl. That's what I understand. But I guess that's why I'm not Clint Kubiak, because I'm not willing to bend over backwards to serve myself. That's why I didn't make it as an NFL head coach, because I'm concerned about like doing a good job, not just kind of
getting ahead at any cost.
Broadening my own career. Yeah, horizons.
Pure ambition.
Yeah. I would be loyal to my players and to my team and to the owners that gave me this chance. Like, think of the owners, man. Come
Think
on.
of the owners. Would you for 1 second? Okay.
Nobody ever thinks of the owners. And it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, seriously, it makes me like want to like hurt myself with a hammer.
The owners are going out there every day on their yachts and their private jets and sacrificing their time and resources. So what? So you can watch a little fucking game?
Yeah, it's really stupid. Also, the Eagles hired an offensive coordinator finally since we last spoke, Sean Mannion, and then they have hired Josh Grizzard as the passing game coordinator. I'm happy with it. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? God is dead. Doesn't matter until Sirianni's gone, and like not just gone, like until Sirianni is gone from this earth.
Oh,
I will
Lord.
not. I will not have a restful night of sleep. And that's the kind of fan I am. Just so angry and bitter that I ruined my own human experience.
EAGLES Eagles. Well,
and then hey, Davis Webb, OC.
Yeah, so that's what I was
about
going
that last week.
Go towards the Broncos coaching situation. We went into this sort of cycle. I was like, dude, I'm really worried we're going to get poached. Like I'm worried Vance Joseph is going to go back to Arizona where he has, he was already the head coach there and he had familiarity. He can maybe go back for like an OC role or something. The similar thing he did with Denver, just going back and forth between his two exes over and back and forth. And then Davis Webb being this hotshot candidate that was being, whether he was interviewing or whether he was just mentioned as a prospective candidate with seemingly every fucking team that needed an OC and sometimes head coach. I was like, oh no, dude, we're going to get poached. We're going to have brain drain. And miraculously, mashallah, they have retained both of them by God's will. And I'm thrilled. I mean, this guy Davis Webb seems to be a up and coming young offensive mind in the sport. Everyone is addicted to talking about him, and Vance Joseph has already proven himself with sending out one of the best defenses in Broncos' recent history, and that's really saying something. And yeah, I'm pumped for the thing about next year is for Denver. The expectations are really high. It's Sean Payton's 5th year as coach next year. Historically, coaches who have won the Super Bowl in the past, like in our lifetimes, usually do it within the first 5 years. There's some exceptions. Andy Reid was an exception. He won it in like his 7th year as head coach of the Chiefs. There's been a handful of exceptions, but for the most part, if you're gonna win a Super Bowl with a coach, it's gonna be within their first 5 seasons. Sean Payton won Super Bowl with New Orleans in his 5th season. You were just the 1 seed. You had a home game in the championship round that you lost due to a number of circumstances, including an insane blizzard and weird play calling, but also because you're missing your star quarterback. You're going to have a healthy Bo Nix going into next season. It's pretty much Super Bowl or bust next year. Like it is, the window is now for Denver, which is a little scary, little not what it's been like the past few years around Broncos country, but yeah, it's Super Bowl or bust next year, big time. Because if you lose, everyone's coaching staff is going to be way different.
Yeah, fair. And if you win, it's going to be different too because all those coordinators are going to be looked at for jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go to the Super Bowl, if you go to
Win
the
or
conference
lose.
championship game again, I don't know. I still feel like the Broncos got fucking robbed. I'm still pissed about that, and I'm not even a Broncos fan.
It sucks. It
But yeah,
still
that's
feels
the game, baby.
weird and like still doesn't feel real. Even watching the Super Bowl, I'm going to be like, this feels so strange. And I do think we'll get into that. We'll get into the Super Bowl later. But so the coaching news that I find the juiciest was the Vikings firing their GM this week, like really late in this whole cycle. After
Yeah.
like he had been sent to scout the Pro Bowl. He was at the Pro Bowl
Yeah.
doing scouting for the Vikings, and like a day later they fired him,
Yeah, he's in the
which
deal.
seems misguided. And then so already just that fact alone made everyone be like, huh? And then all this stuff started coming out that like he was criticized for not being very personal with other front office members and players, and that he took like the first 2 weeks of training camp off for paternity leave, which is apparently in the NFL front office world a big no-no. They're very
Yeah.
like sleep in your office, like work. I have changed and manipulated time style fucking culture with them, and taking 2 weeks off to be with your firstborn child and with your family is like a cardinal sin apparently. But
Yeah.
that incident was only one of many sort of situations like that made them feel like he wasn't necessarily attached to the job in the way they wanted. But what I find weird about, I mean, also some of the, you can just look at who he's drafted since he's been there, and it's not all that great. His draft record's not very
Yeah, it's pretty
good.
shitty.
But the thing about the
And
Vikings is they have such powerful Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores being such like guys that have a say in stuff that it's like, well, if Kevin O'Connell has so much power over who's drafted and who plays and playing time and stuff, and Brian Flores has a similar, um, voice at the table of as far as who he wants in his defense and stuff, then what was this Kwesi guy really doing, and how much blame could he even take for basically being just like a talking head in the, or just like a what do you call it, a ceremonial figure sort of as GM.
well,
It's kind of like, what
apparently,
do you even do here situation. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird.
apparently, it was his decision to move on from Kirk Cousins, and O'Connell didn't like that. He
Mm.
wanted to keep Kirk Cousins, and then it was his idea to move on from Sam Darnold because they had drafted this guy in the first round. I think McCarthy was kind of a GM guy. Um, and that's why O'Connell was just kind of forced to be all in on JJ this year. It sounds like that's not what he wanted, and like I think it was, he goes on paternity leave before the NFC Championship game, and now Sam Darnold, their quarterback from last year, is in the Super Bowl, and I think it just kind of seemed like the straw that broke the camel's back. So maybe there was something behind the scenes with O'Connell just going to the Epstein's best friend, Ziggy Wolf, and begging him to just fire him right now so that he doesn't draft another, don't let him fuck our organization with another bad draft, because his first round history is pretty bad. His draft history overall is not great.
No.
Um, I think it's like when you look at first round draft picks, there is within 5 years, it's like 370 something games that they play, and within those 5 years, their first round picks played less than half of that. Um, Whether it was injury or just them not being on the team anymore because they weren't good enough to stay in the NFL. Like, he has a bad eye for talent. He was more of a numbers guy. He doesn't
Yeah,
come
he's
from the
like a
football
data
world.
guy. Comes from
Yeah,
like the finance world, right?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
He just likes a spreadsheet. And in the NFL, you got to be willing to spread cheeks. So maybe that's why. Never mind. He's gone, and hopefully the Vikings are better for it. But it was funny, like the reaction. Like they're like, he works odd hours, and it's because he would leave at 6 to go see his son's soccer game, and just really got hammered. He really unfairly gets hammered for prioritizing family time, which is fucking hilarious. It just shows you how psychotic football lifer guys are. Um, I mean, I'm
It's
sure
just
football guys love their kids, but they just love themselves and winning more because they're all football coaches and front office guys have huge fucking egos. Like, we talk about the players, but the
yeah,
coaches are probably just as bad, if not worse.
they're
So he
just as
gone.
competitive.
He
Um,
gone.
yeah, it seems to me a little dubious how many things are being placed at his feet, like as far as blame. Like, well, the Kirk Cousins thing was his fault. Well, the Sam Darnold thing was his fault. JJ McCarthy was his fault. not being able to get Tom Brady was his fault. Or not Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Not being able to get Aaron Rodgers, he was linked to them. That was seen as, listed as some of his boo-boos during his tenure. And it's like, it just seems to me like it's setting up Kevin O'Connell to look like this small bean who didn't have more of a say than this guy did. And it looks like it's trending towards he wants to be sort of like a Belichick style, I actually run everything type of guy, and the GM answers to me. And that's just, I don't know, it feels like it's going to be a tough position to fill considering how late and hastily the firing was done. And are they going to be able to find someone who wants to answer to Kevin O'Connell, who just had a shit the bed season with JJ McCarthy? Sorry.
Yeah, that sucks. JJ McCarthy fucking sucks. I did hear like a funny like potential um prediction that Geno Smith will be the Vikings quarterback going into game 1 next year.
Oh goodness. Go.
Honestly, I think it'd be better than fucking JJ McCarthy.
He could. I mean, talk about someone that could use a. He doesn't want to go out on the note he had with the Raiders. I feel like he's better than that. I feel like he has more to give. I feel like his time with the Raiders isn't a death knell for him. I would like to see him give Ben another chance. But if my team was laying all their hopes in Geno Smith, I would be a little nervous. But can't be much worse than it was with Vegas. So I mean, give it a shot. If Kevin O'Connell really is this, I guess what I'm getting at is I'm pretty skeptical of Kevin O'Connell going forward. I'm gonna have a real eye on him this offseason and this coming season because he's losing his boy genius status a little bit. The shine
Oh
is
yeah.
rubbing off for a little bit for him. He was someone that I maybe have defended in the past or been, deemed praiseworthy, but he is losing juice by the day. It's pouring out in the Twin Cities, folks. Todd Monken was hired as head coach by the Browns. I was just watching his introductory press conference before we started here, and my first impression was like I never really heard him talk or like be with the media. I'm sure he has in the past, obviously, but I've never really been plugged into that. So this is sort of his introduction to me as well. And my first impression was like, boy, this guy's kind of prickly. Like he's kind of looks like a crusty old like guy that plays a principal in a kids movie, like a villain, like your stepdad that comes in is like mean to your mom in the movie, um, like a strict sort of like army guy or whatever. And I'm thinking like, boy, this guy looks like bad news. And then he gets emotional, starts crying when he's thanking all the people that got him to this position, including his deceased parents and his wife. And I'm like, oh, he's a wife guy. He's okay. He started. I mean, if you start crying when you think about your wife, we're brothers, brother. Okay. Any man
Yeah.
who's that devoted to his wife you've got a chance. So Browns fans, the Browns job, it's kind of like the Cardinals job. It's kind of for me the same way I feel about this LaFleur guy. It's like they can have as good as their resume is, as good as their pedigree is, as their scheme might be, as their personnel decisions might be, as their coaching style as good as it might be. It's still the Browns. It's still the Cardinals. The ultimate decision makers have proven to be buffoons in the past few years. So I'm just skeptical. It's hard to be that optimistic about anything the Cardinals or Browns do. But this is about as good as you could hope for both of their situations. As late as this came for both, especially the Cardinals, could have been worse. So I'm cautiously optimistic for those two franchises going forward, as far as teams that have hired new coaches in the past week.
Does it make you sad?
Does it make me sad?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make me sad. It doesn't really make me happy. It just makes me go like, That's what I'm doing most moments of the day is going, okay. Taking in information and going, all right. We want to get to the big game. The big game on everyone's mind.
The big game on everyone's mind, the Olympics opening
The
ceremony on
Nuggets
Friday.
at Knicks.
Um,
Whoops.
Speaking of the Nuggets, I know I texted you about Michael Porter Jr., but that guy sucks.
He is.
And he like made his girlfriend split rent with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michael.
Yeah, he's
Man,
just a piece of shit. He seems like a huge misogynist too. Like,
yeah, he said
fuck
he
that
like
guy.
makes girls he dates watch Andrew Tate when he like brings them home and see what their reaction is.
That's so
And
fucking
God, you're
gross.
thinking the amount of women that have been subjected to that. I was just like, oh Lord, man. Here's another headline involving Michael Porter Jr. If you spending $3K on a meal, you shouldn't have to tip $600.
Yeah, you should.
Michael Porter Jr. on why NBA players shouldn't tip 20%.
Yeah, he's just so bad. He hates poor people. He hates service workers.
He hates women.
He's just a hateful little guy, and he's uglier than fuck too. It's always ugly little weirdos that are like that.
He has a podcast called Curious Mike. He's just asking questions. He just
God.
wants answers. He just wants some answers, dude. I don't know. When you asked me this is what I said, and this is my thing on Michael Porter Jr. is I don't know if the Nuggets had a PR team that was like muzzling him, like if he was like saying shit like this in meetings or in interpersonal reactions, and someone was on the team going like, dude, whatever you do not publicly say shit like that, please, while you're on this team. Or if he's just gotten spicier since he got traded. But he let some stuff slip out like this when he was with the Nuggets. He didn't totally keep a lid on it. He would every once in a while said like goofy stuff, and we all kind of knew he was sort of had rocks for brains, but had a great shot and played well along Jokic, except in the playoffs. Like when he was I think when he was like a rookie or a second year player, what tipped me off to it was early in his career. He after a game he said something. They were like asking what they lost, and they were asking like why the offense didn't look good, and he straight up said something like, yeah, I need to be getting the ball way more. I got to talk to the coach. I got to be getting way more touches. That's part of why we lost is I should be getting the ball a lot more. And everyone was like, holy shit, man. You can't just say that.
That's so funny. Yeah, I got to talk to the guy, actually. Thanks for bringing that up. I got to talk to the coach about this.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. We shouldn't have to tip, and I should be shooting the ball on every fucking possession, and I should not have to tip. Here's the novel
Asshole.
idea. Yeah, he's a dope, and he got traded to Brooklyn, who's a team that's really going nowhere, and has a green light. He pretty much does shoot the ball in every possession with the Nets, so he's living his fantasy life. He's like a Republican guy that lives in Brooklyn. It's awesome. The Brooklyn Republican Club has gained a really influential member.
God. Just makes me mad to think about guys like that out there. And then, like, there's teenagers seeing him say that shit, thinking that that's how like smart and successful people think and talk.
If you're looking to the Brooklyn Nets for your intellectual
well, teenagers are very fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And like that's why it's like you have to be responsible of what you say if you're in a position to like influence kids, which you are as an athlete, and like anyone like with like a podcast geared toward like masculinity or any bullshit like that, right? Like,
yeah, you got to be careful with that shit.
I don't know, but the big game's coming up, and finally, Anthony,
big game.
America is going to have the halftime show that they deserve. America's network, Turning Point USA, is bringing us the All American Super Bowl halftime show featuring Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, and some lady I've never heard of who looks like um, Charlie Kirk's wife if she had less kids.
Brantley
Um,
Gilbert sounds like one of the great Confederate generals.
Either that or like a guy that like is in the Braves farm system, like an
I tell you,
outfielder.
as soon as we get Brantley Gilbert up here, talk about slugging percentage. Okay, you want to talk about someone that's got 5'2" player? He's out in
And like
Tacoma right now, and it's a waste.
twice, he's batting 343.
And that's high
Um,
A. Them's high A numbers.
I'm gonna have low T, but he's in high A. This guy just looks racist. Like he just looks like he's a
We need to
Brantley
get.
Gilbert's just like a big beefy guy that wears like he wears like one of those like the flex fits like fitted hats with no logo on it,
Oh
and then
God, I hate
like
those.
a shirt from like he got it Nordstrom Rack with like a lot of pockets on it, and then leather
Oh,
cuffs.
we need to have eyes on
Um,
that. We need to get. We need to. We need to maybe get a Rumble account or something to see if we can get. We need to have a. Have.
I think a guy like this you can find him easier on a grinder account if you know what I'm saying. Homosexual. Um, and then this other guy, Lee Bryce, looks just as like fat and I shouldn't say fat, but just like meaty, beefy, like thick. Lee Bryce, um, just as dumb and racist. Like they look like guys that were like this guy looks like if if Jeff Saturday thought the N word all the time. Um, I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna send you a picture, Anthony.
Yeah,
What do you think about all this? I need you to vamp while I do
No,
this.
I got the poster pulled up too, and then you got the lady that looks like a Fox News reporter. Like
Yep,
the
it's bad.
she's in like stage 2 of Mar-a-Lago phase. Like she's not all the way there yet, but she's definitely got the Republican girly makeup style going. The long crimped hair with highlights, and well on her way to being a Mar-a-Lago crone.
Oh, absolutely.
She's
Look at this
on the
guy I just
path.
sent you.
This lady will probably be she'll be the like White House press secretary under President Barron Trump in 2040.
I don't know if Barron Trump's going to be as weird and hateful as his dad. Doesn't that guy
This
look like
this
racist Jeff Saturday?
this is Jeff Saturday?
No. That's Lee Bryce.
I thought this was Brendan Fraser. I was like, why'd you send
Brendan
me a
Fraser
picture
with
of
a hairpiece.
I was like, does this guy look like Brendan this guy why did you send me a picture of Brendan Fraser? But it's actually this performer, this artist. Couple
Yeah,
artists.
he's gonna save America with his halftime show.
Yeah, I hope the Super Bowl party I'm going to has an option for this because will be contacting the manager if they don't. Amazing. Yeah. But as far as the Super Bowl goes, the actual Super Bowl, uh, I'm looking at from the meta narrative perspective, kind of the big storyline they're going with. I feel like for media week, the off week is Sam Darnold. It's just basing it around Sam Darnold and his rise from being drafted by a really bad team and then to now being in the Super Bowl with like a way different team, like many teams later. Um, and then the Patriots team with that sort of same narrative of like Mike Vrabel coming in and Mike Vrabel and Drake May coming in and turning on the Patriots very quickly after losing Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. And that's kind of it. It doesn't quite have the juice of the last year's Super Bowl. There was so much hype going into it with the possible three-peat for the Chiefs and the revenge game for the Eagles. There was and the Taylor Swift of it all as well. Like it was an above averagely juiced Super Bowl. So we're a little bit coming off the hangover of that. Nothing is going to be quite like that. You got two teams that haven't been in the Super Bowl in a while. In fact, that's what Fanatics is blaming. Have you seen all this stuff about the Fanatics Super Bowl apparel controversy?
Oh
But
no,
it's
I'm
like
sure they did. They made something bad and shitty.
yeah, it's like really
That's all
cheap and
Fanatics
shitty
does.
and like off print, and they're blaming
Oh
it
yeah.
on. Well, they literally said put out a statement that was like, well, these are two teams that haven't been in the Super Bowl in a long time, so their fans have like an unusually high demand for Super Bowl gear. That's why it looks bad. But then you see all these people who are posting like going back to however many years Fanatics has been in charge of NFL apparel, like 2 or 3 years or whatever, being like, yeah, I ordered this like this one guy ordered. One guy ordered a Buffalo Sabres lava lamp, and the bottom part had the Buffalo Sabres logo, but the little top cap part said St. Louis Blues on it.
So bad.
And I was like, you fucked up the Buffalo Sabres lava lamp? You fools!
Yeah, what else is that guy gonna fall asleep to? Well, his wife sleeps with another man. Fanatics, a Super Bowl merch. Yeah, Fanatics merch sucks. Um, it's been like a thing for a while now. I'm glad that it's finally hitting the mainstream. Um, it's bad and shitty, and they should feel bad. They do have this cool hat though. Um, I don't know, man. I just hope that there's not a terrorist attack on this game like in the sum of all fears.
Jesus Christ.
I said I hope it doesn't happen. I said I don't want it to happen. So now you're saying you're reacting to
That's
me
what the
like you
sum of
want
all
it to
fears is
happen.
about. I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's about like the nuclear bomb detonating at the Super Bowl.
Oh shit, that wouldn't be. Yeah, no, we don't want that. We are officially saying we are officially sponsoring the Poly Markets. Will a nuclear bomb go off? We're putting no on that. That's the stone cold lock of the pod.
Yeah, there will not be a devastating nuclear attack on the Super Bowl. That will not happen.
I
But
think the Seahawks are going to win, but I don't know if I should do a score. I don't know. I feel like everyone always wants there to be a high scoring Super Bowl. People are always like 34-35, but we really haven't had one of those, and I feel like it's rarely a high scoring Super Bowl. I guess this Niners Chiefs one was, but by that time those were two experienced teams that had a lot of playoff time together and coaching staffs that had many playoff games under their belt. I mean, Fanatics does have a point that these are two teams that have been in the Super Bowl in quite a while. So, and with all new, relatively new coaching staffs and star players. So, I feel I'm sticking with what I said last week that there's going to be basically like a feel out half. Also, these two defenses are playing pretty well. They were like the Patriots probably weren't considered a top 5 or top 3 defense in the regular season, but since the playoffs started, they've played above expectation in a big way. So these are two very good defenses going against each other, and I have a feeling it's going to be like a feel out half, and then there's going to be a couple bombs in the second half, and it's going to end up being like 20-17 Patriots. Or sorry, Seahawks. Shit. Freudian slip. No. Take it back. No takes these backsies. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Psych. 1, 2, 3. Psych. Takes these backsies.
man, you really fucked us.
23,
fucked up.
20. Ah, fuck. I didn't remember what I said. 2017
Fucked
Seahawks.
up.
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Why would you do that? I
Oh
think
my
Rashid
god.
Shaheed scored a touchdown. I like that guy. I love a real fast fucking guy. And he's exciting to me. I hope he returns like a punt or a touchdown. Um, the thing I'm most excited about is that the Super Bowl is the day before my birthday this year. I'll be 35 the day after the Super Bowl. And I'm taking Friday and Monday off. So I have a 4-day weekend coming up. Yeah. That's my little treat to myself. I'm gonna fucking relax. Tomorrow on Friday, I'm just gonna sleep. I'm gonna like take naps and like read books all day. I'm not gonna do anything.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
Yeah, cannot wait. As for the game, I honestly don't really care. I do think the Seahawks win. And I think that my TV is getting flipped over to One America Network as soon as we reach halftime. Um, I am. I think that I am going to watch that to report on how bad, like how surreal and bad it is. I'm very morbidly curious about this.
Yeah, it needs to be straight. Is there a way we can watch? They're probably just not a unpaywalled way to watch it. They're gonna try to make money off it.
Well, it's so they are going to put it on their like they're going to put it on like TikTok and Instagram. You can like find it streaming, but also it's going to be on OAN. And I think if you have YouTube TV, you have OAN, unfortunately. So I will have
Yes.
access to it.
Thank you, Patriots.
Yes, thank you. Not New England Patriots.
Not New England Patriots.
The Patriots that are once again making America great.
Real Patriots will be turning over to iHitler, our new streaming service, to be watching the real American halftime show.
Yes, the real American cleansing. We have to purify the bloodlines of the National Football League.
And the Johnny and the Blood and Soil 2 will be playing.
Blood and Soil.
America's most patriotic swamp rock group.
Everything fucking sucks. And imagine being such a fucking titty baby ass pussy that you have to put together the worst concert of all time with like bloated steroid racist guys playing because you're so fucking upset that the NFL cynically chose Bad Bunny because they just want outreach to every possible demographic. Like the NFL's not trying to make a political statement.
Oh, absolutely.
This isn't about politics. This is
if you think Bad Bunny is going to make some sort of like radical statement during the Super Bowl halftime show, you got another thing coming. I'm really sorry to disappoint you. He is not going to quote Marx or Lenin during the Super Bowl halftime show. He's going to do his songs and and take his check and get the hell out of there. He's gonna. He made a statement at the Grammys. He definitely is on your side. People who think that, don't worry. But he's not gonna fuck up his check by doing that. If he does, God bless him. But people who are like, "Yo, Bad Bunny's gonna say something. Bad Bunny's gonna do this, gonna do that." No, he's not. No, he's not. None of them are. They were chosen for their willingness to not do that. That's why they're doing it. I hate to break it to people. I'm really sorry. I know that's not like the fun. It's not fun, and that's not whimsical to think about, but it is true. And he will continue to be like when he did his tour. He did a tour where they only went to Europe and Puerto Rico. He didn't come to mainland America at all. So like
that's what people are saying. Like he didn't even bring his tour to mainland America, and it's like, okay, well, why do I give a shit about that? That was a business decision because he probably sold more tickets in Europe and Latin American countries. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why do you give a shit? All of a sudden, everyone's like, if it was right on him, he doesn't want to fucking be here more than he has to be.
It was like
I don't believe him.
I read it as he didn't want to like put his people in danger. He didn't want to like put his fans in danger by doing that, so he chose not to. I like Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny's awesome. I do think he's like anti-ICE and anti-Trump and all that, but he is not going to do anything during the Super Bowl halftime show. No, except put on a hell of a show. I can't wait for it. I'm excited for it.
It's going to be very good. My wife and I watched the Grammys the other day, and he had a nice performance then, and he won a Grammy for Best Album, and he was very funny. And Happy Gilmore too. He is very charismatic. He's a great entertainer, and he seems like as close to a real person as you can get when you're like a very talented, very famous celebrity. And I love that for him. But the NFL just wants money from every demographic. So this is like their outreach to Latin American, countries, Hispanic countries. They want your money too. They want everybody's money. They don't give a shit what you look like or what your background is. They just see you as a dollar sign. And maybe that's how we should see each other, as just opportunities to benefit financially. And things would be a lot easier in this country if we just value each other as, demographics and opportunities for, brand deals and marketing. And the world might be a better place if we could just learn a thing or two from capitalism.
This point of view is further, proved by the fact of how many international games they just announced. We saw that the Saints are going to be playing a game in France. They're going to Australia. They're going to South America again. I think they're going to London a bunch of times. One more again. Like they're the NFL's next. They couldn't have the NFL could not have more of a monopoly in the United States. Like they own a day of the week. The NFL owns the day of Sunday in America. It belongs to the NFL. All money made, like such a huge percentage of the GDP generated on Sunday goes to the fucking NFL. They've expanded as much as they can. The next step is other
World
countries.
dominance.
They're also
Yeah.
playing in Mexico City too. They're going to Mexico City. So yeah, they
Well, they
want to
should send
have
ice to Mexico, dude. What are the Mexicans doing down there? Fuckers.
We are preemptively arresting illegal immigrants. We're using the Jason Bourne computer to get guys who are gonna.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people are here legally. All right, as long as people are following the law and look like me and the people I choose to have a family with, then we're all okay. All right?
Yeah, if we accidentally
kids,
disappear
I just want
thousands of
everybody to look
people,
like me.
yeah, at any cost, simply at any cost.
Do you think Nick Bosa is going to retire if the Niners don't get to play in Germany or Austria next year? There is like a funny meme going around where it's like apparently an anonymous player talked to some press agent and they were like, yeah, like the NFL's wrong. Like they're just doing this. Like Bad Bunny didn't come to America. Like no one wants to hear somebody sing in Spanish. And like all the players are mad about it, but we're not talking about it. And then it's like the anonymous player and it's a picture of Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa.
People think it's one of the Bosas that made that
And that's
comment.
just the joke. There is an anonymous comment allegedly coming from a player, and everyone's saying it's Nick Bosa as a joke. But also, I know he thinks that way. He like made some like, I believe he compared like Beyonce to like an animal, and you can guess which animal he chose.
I mean, he literally put on one of them. The Niners one literally put a fucking MAGA hat on TV.
Yeah, and then the Niners lost every game and collapsed after that. Last year, and then he tore his little ACL because he's not strong enough to play football. He's a weak little man. His tendons aren't strong enough, so he like just yeah. What a disgusting person! What an absolutely disgusting person! Like I'm sure plenty of people have those thoughts, like more than you think, have those thoughts and they keep them to themselves. But to be so stupid and just ugly on the inside that those thoughts have to come out of your vile mouth hole, like fuck you. What a
Yeah,
piece of shit.
at least Bad Bunny has the fucking balls to say what he actually thinks with his name behind it in public.
Yep.
Unlike whoever made that comment, and unlike that fucking disgusting slob jelly roll that he like spent his. If you were watching the Grammys, did you see his speech? He spent like 90 seconds shrieking about Jesus, and then later they asked him about ICE, and he was like, "I'm just a simple countryman. I don't get into matters of the state or whatever." And it's like, oh, shut the fuck up. You don't think Jesus Christ would have a fucking. You don't know where he would stand on the issue of shooting people dead in the fucking street in the back.
I missed the jelly roll.
You don't think your guy
thing,
Jesus would fucking have an opinion on that?
But fuck jelly roll. He sucks. Anybody that's fat and that gets all skinny because you take Ozempic sucks to me. And then they're all like, yo, it's for my health. No, it's not.
People like Elon who do Ozempic, and then still do so much drugs and unhealthy stuff, and that they still look like shit even through the Ozempic. They've broken.
Yeah, don't say it's for health. Say it's because you wanted people to fuck you. I did. I admitted that. I was also 17.
Give me a score.
I started losing weight.
Did you say a final score?
I started losing weight, and I got a girlfriend, and I kept losing weight, and I stayed healthy, and I got laid, and I kept getting laid, and I admitted why I was doing what I was doing because I'm not a coward. I'm going to say 34-17 Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be a fun game. and I think it's gonna be like we're gonna have like a quarter and a half with no scoring, and it's gonna be fucking boring. And
Yeah,
then like
yeah.
it's gonna like in the third quarter, it's gonna suck, and it's like, oh yeah, we already. It's like they're gonna play a shorter version of a commercial that played in the first half. It's like, oh hey, look, there's Stamos again. That's great. That's
Oh,
great.
good.
John Stamos is eating all those Cheez-Its, but he's dressed up like an old lady. God, this is good.
Here's
This is
something.
so good, man.
Here's my game prediction. It starts off slow, like you said, a quarter and a half of no scoring, and then there's going to be like a Jackson and Jeff Smith and Jigba bomb that puts the Seahawks ahead, and then maybe they get a field goal and they're up like 10-0, and then the Patriots get desperate and start having to heave it, and the Seahawks defense feasts and puts them in a deeper hole and scores. So it gets a favorable field position and goes ahead more, and then the Patriots make it respectable in like the fourth quarter when they kind of taking the foot off the gas, and then it ends with
Um, I don't like it when people are like, I'm coming to the Super Bowl party for the commercials. And it's like, okay, so like your whole thing is like you're better than watching sports, but you're also like demeaning yourself by saying that like you get entertained by commercials. Like that makes you look like a bigger, dumber piece of shit than just being a person that likes sports. If I just come for the commercials. Like I just want people to sell me stuff.
I
And
just
John
root for the
Cena's
product.
there. John Cena is with Chester Cheeto. I think that's great. I think like identifiable corporate brand mascots are so funny. And it's like,
Let,
okay, so
let's
you have an 81 IQ. You're a piece of shit.
let's. I am going to be centering advertiser voices all this week as part of Advertiser Appreciation Month. We have to think of the advertisers and the shareholders, please.
I
Now
think
more than ever.
that's true because people aren't spending money like they used to be.
Gosh.
And like, what do you think that does to shareholders?
Uh,
It fucks them in their ass, Anthony.
but you don't care about that, do you? You just want to see
This
sports
company was
ball
built
go
on
through this.
shareholders. Yeah,
You just want to
you
see
just want to
sports
see
ball go through the hoop.
You just want to see one guy in tight pants throw a ball to another guy in tight pants. Sounds very manly to me. I don't like football. I just like it when companies try to sell me things.
I like
Cool.
hearing. I like. Oh, so sorry. I like to see a brand's vision come to fruition. Is that so?
Yeah.
Like the great American entrepreneurial spirits. Maybe I'm sort of into
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry. Don't you know that Pharrell is a genius? Okay. Don't you?
He
It doesn't
invented hip
matter.
hop.
It doesn't matter that he completely ripped off and threw Chad Hugo under the bus and took credit for a lot of his songwriting. It doesn't matter that he did that. He's a genius. It doesn't matter that he's a shell of a human being that wants to make as much money as possible. He's a freaking genius. Okay. God,
Would you
listen to
rather have
yourself.
Would you rather have dinner with Brett Favre or Pharrell? Let me ask you that. Oh, does Brett Favre not play anymore? I don't even know. That's how long it's been since I've even cared about sports
Yeah.
ball.
Would you rather have $1 million a day or 5 minutes to pick Elon Musk's brain? Yeah, I know what I'm choosing, buddy, and it's not the handout. Okay, entrepreneurs don't take handouts. We get bailed out, but we don't take handouts. All right. Did you even read Kevin O'Leary's book? You're not supposed to respect immigrants.
5 minutes with Mr. Wonderful will have me making $2 million a day within weeks, days, if not.
Yeah,
All I
I
need
just,
is the keys to success.
I just have to invent a tie that makes you not gay,
I just
and
have
I'm
to
almost there.
I just have to make a tie that is like Viagra that keeps your thing hard when you're having a tie on.
I
You
just
don't
have
want
to
to take
learn
the tie
to.
off.
I just have to think ahead of time and figure out what an entire generation's insecurity is going to be, and prey on that through marketing to get their money. And that's it. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay.
I'll buy
Okay. How about
your little
this?
sports ball team. Give me a year and I'll be the fucking one making the decisions on the cornerbacks.
How about a microwave that talks to me like a lover, so I don't have to have a girlfriend? Okay, there's a genius idea. I mean, that's what entrepreneurs do: is we come up with ideas that change the world.
How about a
Okay,
refrigerator how about a refrigerator that shows you a Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year that shows you percentages and numbers, it's raw data about the food that you ate all year,
yeah. How
and
about a
share.
refrigerator that reminds you the milk's about to go bad, so you better use it? How much
Beep,
money does
beep,
that save you?
beep.
Dozens of dollars a year. Yeah. How about an oven that sings you a jaunty little sailor's tune
You
when
don't
it's
even.
done?
Oh wait! The commercial, the Kia commercial's on. Shush, 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 shush. Here it
Oh
comes.
my god. Is that Shaq with a hamster? Oh my god, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Oh my god, Jason
God.
Momoa. It's all like celebrities that were like relevant 4 years ago. I remember my one memory of that Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl that you don't want to talk about is I was watching with a bunch of my friends and my buddy Mikey. There was like Tim Tebow was in a commercial where he like really kind of demeaned himself when he's like, and the commercial was are you a nice guy who's always a loser, like something like that. And it was over, and my buddy Mikey was like, "Oh my god, that's why would like why'd they make fun of himself like that? That's terrible." Like it was, I don't. It was like a really wonderful moment for me. It was like the whole point was that they were getting him to say mean things about himself. That sucks. I was like, yeah, man, it's all bad, dude. Welcome, welcome to the club.
How many commercials do you think there's going to be of like this new genre of like phone mobile carrier commercials that are like a guy, either a celebrity or just a random guy walking through like a Yellowstone themed landscape and being
And
like,
it's like,
here
don't
at the
listen to what
big,
those other guys have to say.
yeah, here at the
Yeah,
big mobile company, we like to look at things from the ground up, just like my
but it's like Larry
grandpappy.
David dressed as like a roughneck guy, and it's like got $5 million to do that.
Larry David did do that AI commercial that pissed me off, or like the NFT commercial
Yeah,
a few
because
years
guess
back.
what? And that's everyone's fault for thinking a celebrity is their friend or some kind of thought leader when they're just people. They're just people that have no fucking emotion left and just want to make money. They just want to make money and they want to be relevant. And there's a certain point where you get overexposed and you go away, and then you come back as a pitch man, and people are like, "Oh, hey, there's the guy. Ah, there's the guy." But you're making $5 million to sell somebody like a heinous and soulless technology, and that's the fucking wheel that keeps on churning, baby.
Proud Mary, keep on burning.
Man, I'm so
Well,
ready for football to be over so we can talk
yeah.
about hoops. I'm getting psyched about hoops, dude. I'm telling you, man, what they have going on in Philly is exciting.
VJ, yeah, I have VJ Edgecombe on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, I'll edge myself with a comb if you know what I'm saying. I like the
she
sensation.
she VN on my J till I Edgecombe.
Yeah, yeah, she is. And then yeah, him and
um,
Maxie, they're kind of like a fun young pair. And all
yeah,
this
Maxi's
Giannis
fun.
talk, I'm not liking it. I'm going to be a Sixers guy this year, I think.
Oh yeah, not Thunder.
So it's like I like the Thunder. The Thunder are my team because I'm born and raised in Oklahoma City, but like they became a team when I was like a junior in high school. I didn't grow up with them.
Right,
I was a junior in high school, and then they were there for like 6 or 7 years, and then I moved away and I have never been back. So it's like I didn't grow up with them. Like
right.
I don't still live there. I'm not like proud to be from Oklahoma City.
Did
And
you
it's weird for
watch?
me.
Did you
I
watch
watched,
NBA when you were like a little kid and stuff?
yes,
Pre
I did.
Thunder. Who was your team
I
then? The
did.
Sixers.
Um, we got a lot of Mavs games. I watched a lot of Mavs games.
Hmm.
I didn't really have a team. I liked players. I really liked Allen Iverson. I liked Kobe. I liked Shaq. I liked Dwayne Wade. I liked LeBron, like early LeBron. Um,
Hmm.
I liked Vince Carter a whole lot. I liked the exciting superstars.
Yeah, the marquee players.
And
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's like,
of the
I don't know. I
day.
didn't really have a team. I would just kind of watch whatever game was on TNT or like ESPN that they gave us, and I would enjoy it. That's how things used to be. It's you didn't have all this access. You just watched what the networks gave you, and you didn't
Mm.
complain about it. Um, and the
And
dunk
they play
contest
deep.
used to be good because it wasn't like like, oh hey, here's Mac McClung who's like gonna get like 0 minutes this year, but he can dunk. Like it wasn't like that. It was like, here's Vince Carter doing something fucking insane.
Even
Here's
even
that guy.
Mac McClung turned it down this year. That's how bad it is. He's
And
like,
everyone
I'm
says
not.
it's LeBron's fault for never doing it, and like you can't just blame everything on LeBron. Like the NBA cannot blame their failure to keep the dunk contest relevant on LeBron James. That is so fucking whack to me. I'm not like a big LeBron. Like I'm not going to sit here and glaze LeBron, but I'm a LeBron guy. Like LeBron's my MJ. He's like
He's your
he's
goat.
my goat. Absolutely, he's my goat, man. I was what 12 when he came in. We were in 7th grade, sixth,
Hmm.
7th grade.
Yeah, key
Fucking a, man. I grew up with
prime time.
LeBron.
Right.
I have a LeBron Cavs jersey I found at like a vintage shop in my closet. And it's sick. I love that thing. Um, Big LeBron guy,
It's
but
gonna be
I'm not
crazy when he
like.
retires.
It's definitely gonna be like one of those like, holy fuck, I'm so much
Even
closer to
him,
40 than I am being born.
I'm not. I'm not even. I suppose he's my goat. I usually lean towards LeBron over MJ, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like a LeBron guy. I'm not like a LeBron hater either. I just like, I respect his career and all that. But even for
Yeah,
me, when the streak of him having double digit point totals broke this season, when he flew down the lane and passed it to that other, like at the end of the game, he had 8 points, and he was driving him for a layup and then swung it out to the guy that hit a three and they won the game. But he only had 8 points. It was the first time he hadn't scored double digits since like fucking 2004 or something like that. So it was like this like 10,000 game streak, an insane, unbelievable streak. Just came to an end, and that produced everyone being like, "Damn, it's really over!" Like blah blah blah. And that was like kind of like the first time that I was like, "Oh my god, LeBron is gonna be not part of the NBA like relatively soon. What's that gonna look like?
probably next year.
What's
Yeah,
Team USA's like Olympics gonna look like when
it's gonna
he's
be Anthony
gone or when
Edwards. He's
Curry's
gonna be
gone?"
like the old head.
Oh lord.
Um, I think my personal goat is Allen Iverson. Um,
Mm,
I know he's not considered like the greatest of all time, but like that's my like basketball player is AI.
yeah.
I fucking loved him when I was a kid. Um, um, I would like watch a lot of like entertainment that was geared towards black audiences. Like I would watch Martin all the time, and like I remember like my mom, like when I was sick, like rented Barbershop
Oh
1
my
and
god.
2 for me, just like knowing I would like it. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then I watched them and I was like, these are really good movies. I love this. Um, it was not something I was like trying to do. I just what I liked.
Gravitated towards it,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So I liked Allen Iverson because he was like, I don't know, he seemed very legit to me. Like he
Unapologetic.
unapologetic, like had like the hip hop image. Like he was uncompromising of where he came from. He still dressed like he was like um on the corner, like hustling in Newport News. Like I thought that shit was cool. Um he was very true to himself, and like he was kind of had like an attitude about him, and like he hung out with rappers all the time. I thought that shit was so sick. And that's like when there was a big gangster rap, that was like the most popular music, and I listened to all that stuff. So um I was always just like, there's a line in the movie Sinners, um when Josh Allen's wife, her character Mary, says, I didn't choose to be born white. I didn't ask to be white. and I was sitting in the theater by myself, and I thought, like, girl, I hear you. Um, my whole life, I've just been a smooth ass white brother. Kind of a white guy that gets it, so to speak. I don't like code switch, right? I don't like do the thing where it's condescending, where I talk to like black people with
Like Michael Scott.
um like AAVE. Um, I just talk like how I talk, but I get it, and that's what I worked with a couple of like real cool brothers like last year, and as I was leaving last day on the job, they went so far as to tell me that I was I was a white brother with soul. Um, and they offered me a card, and I rejected the card. Um, I said, "You can keep it. That's not a card I'll ever use." And they started laughing. They said, "See, that's why you get it."
Oh, it was a
And it was
test.
this moment for me where I was like, "Yeah, man, this is who I am. I'm just like I'm the guy that Michael Rappaport wants to be."
Wishes he was, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Did you see
just
what he was on? He's on the show Traders. Are you watching that with your
no,
wife?
no. I've wanted to watch it. We talked about watching it last night. Actually, is
They're
it good?
in. It's pretty good, especially if you want some Michael Rappaport hate watching. There's a part where
He's
like
very gross.
they always have like a big like breakfast. They always are like eating together. Like they're in this mansion, so they have like a big breakfast. They have like a big, communal lunch. And they use this like B-roll of him eating something where he like fully puts the plate like all up in his mouth, like shoving the actual plate in his mouth and like
Ugh,
shoveling the shit in with a fork, eating just like a horse.
disgusting.
It's
What a pig.
so I laughed so hard. I like had to rewind it and watch it like a couple times. I was like it completely derailed like the evening.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy. But is that a good show? Is that show worth watching?
Oh yeah, it's funny. It's good. It's good if you guys are into like reality slap. It's pretty good.
We like a little sloth watch. Right now, we've been watching a lot of ghost shows, like
Oh
paranormal
yeah,
shows.
Mary wouldn't go for that, but I love ghost shows.
Yeah, my wife is really into them, and like I'll watch them with her. I can't do it all the time because they're corny, but um, I'd rather watch like Wife Swap. I think that's like it's
Wife
all on
Swap is
Hulu.
good. Wife
It's
Swap is
very
really
good.
good,
It is insanely good.
especially the
Um,
old episodes from like the Bush era. It's really
oh yeah,
a
when
picture
like
into another world, another
and
society.
it's just like a guy that tucks his polo into his weird khakis, and he's like, "This is work for a woman." And he lives in Ohio, and so they get like a feminist from like California to move into his house. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
All right, we should probably wrap it there. We completely went on an NBA tangent and then ended up at Wife Swap, so that's probably a good
AI,
place to wrap
AI,
it.
baby.
Alvin Iverson, Alvin Einerson.
Are you talking about Bubba Chuck? See, only real heads know Bubba Chuck.
Who's that?
Oh, hey, you were saying that you listen to a lot of Stove God Cooks.
Not a lot. It
Uh,
just he had a release. He had an album, and I listened to it when it came out.
yeah, yeah, The Drought, or Reasonable
Something like
Drought.
that. It was a
Yeah,
couple years ago. It was a while back.
I just ordered the Reasonable Drought hoodie he just released. It'll be here on Monday, which is my birthday. So if you want to send me some money, you can cash at me. If you want to buy me a drink on my birthday, I don't drink, so what I'll do is just save up all the drink money and get a football jersey. So if that's
Don't
something you
get
want
from
to do,
Fanatics.
um, I would never get it from Fanatics. I would buy like a fake one off eBay. There's like everyone goes to the Chinese companies overseas, but you can buy
Yeah.
the same jerseys on eBay. You
Yeah,
just have to know what you're looking
you can
for.
just get the legit used ones on eBay. There's of
These,
almost any player you
these
can
are
think
like
of.
there's legit fakes that you can find on eBay. That's what I'm saying.
You can get real
Um,
ones for good prices, especially if it's a sort of like not name brand player. Like Mary got a
I
Greg
just,
Olson jersey for like $23, and it's nice.
that's awesome. Yeah, I got an Allen Iverson Mitchell and Ness jersey for like $25 on eBay.
Nice. Wow. Yeah,
I got the Sixers, the black Sixers jersey, and the Georgetown Hoyas, the gray. I want to
oh
get
wow.
that. I want to get a Denver. I want to
Georgetown.
collect all the AI jerseys. I want to get a Nuggets throwback with like the rainbow on it.
Yeah. Or
That
the
shit
like the baby
would be
powder
banging.
blue one. Iverson, the kind of
Yes.
powder blue and yellow ones.
I really want a Carmelo Knicks jersey. That would be fun too.
I have a Carmelo Nuggets jersey.
Knicks jerseys are nice. They're aesthetically very beautiful to me.
Yes, that shade of orange and blue are real nice. Thank you to the Dutch for giving New York that color scheme. Shout out Amsterdam.
That was a Dutch thing. Oh, I mean, they also invented um the cross Atlantic slave trade, right? So
They
I heavily do not
certainly
fuck with the
streamlined
Dutch.
it.
I heavily do not fuck with the
Yeah,
Dutch.
this is an anti-transatlantic slave trade podcast. We are thoroughly standing on business and disavowing that right now, right here at the very end of the episode. Thank you, folks. We'll see you next week after the big sports ball game that's apparently happening. That I guess I'll tune into to hear from the shareholders. And then stay tuned in the off season. We may have a fun little project that we've been nestling in our midst.
Yeah, we're
with,
cooking something up for the fans. If you like
fans of the
reading and you
show.
like our voices, you're gonna love what we have coming to you.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week to announce the champion of the NFL. Bye-bye.
Bye.